It's February 6th, 2025. Let's talk about all the games happened on Wednesday. And we have a couple of trades as well. So let's talk about it as we get to the teams. The first game is the Spurs beat the Atlanta Hawks. Yep, they got De'Aaron Fox. It doesn't mean that Chris Paul is done though. De'Aaron Fox started. They playing two point guard, kind of 2 point guards together. Um, but wow, De'Aaron Fox with 13 assists, steal. Um, and they have Stephon Castle came off the bench, so they're going small. With De'Aaron Fox and CP3, that could change as we go on. But now the Spurs, they are going for the playoff spot, and I think it's still okay to hold on CP3. Let's just hold on to him to see how things go. He still played 30 minutes with 9 assists and 3 threes, 11 points. So in category leagues, he will still be very useful, and I think this will be great for De'Aaron Fox. Um, the Spurs with this win, they're the 12th seed, and Warriors just lost, so they can definitely make the plays, make a late push, and with De'Aaron Fox, they could do it. I think with the arrival of De'Aaron Fox, it hurts Victor Wembanyama just a tiny little bit, just a little bit, offensively. I think, and we can see here, De'Aaron Fox took 22 shots, Victor Wembanyama took 15. He's still gonna average, he still had 24 points here. He might get some easier buckets, but he only took 5 threes here. So that's telling. I think his threes probably going to go down a bit, but maybe his field goal goes up. But we'll see. It's just one game. He only just had one block here, but no worries. Devin Vassell had 2 threes, 20 points, and added 4 steals. Yeah, probably helps Devin Vassell, honestly, now that you have De'Aaron Fox on the team. For the Atlanta Hawks, with Jalen Johnson out for season, so far right now, the person getting the most minutes is DeAndre Hunter. No, there's no debate about that. He started this game, and we know that we also have Bogdanovic. I think Bogdanovic is a way better fantasy player than DeAndre Hunter when given the minutes. So for now, I would also pick up Bogdanovic when he does come back, just to see how he does. Maybe he pops off. But DeAndre Hunter here is really, really good. He added 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals with 6 threes. Absolutely big game from him. But he's not going to do this every single game. Ricochet, he gets minutes, but doesn't really do too much with it. Just a streamer for now. And Kongo absolutely is popping off. Versus Wemby, he only played 31 minutes, but had 30 points, 13 for 16, 5 assists as well, 12 rebounds in a steal. We'll have to roster him. It might be too late. But they finally just say, hey, take all the minutes you can. They started him. And we know that, Clint Capella is still out. So he might come in. He may not play 31 minutes every night, but, that's good enough. While Dyson Daniel just being amazing. Not only he get the steals, he had 7 assists here and 8 rebounds and 19 points. Amazing game, man. Trey had 12 points, 12 assists and 32 points. Did his thing. The Atlanta Hawks, they are the 9th seed in the East. The East is so easy. They are probably going to make the playoffs pretty easily. The next one is the Cleveland Cavaliers barely beat Detroit. Detroit is just a tough team this year, and I think Garland hit the buzzer beater. This game they didn't have Donovan Mitchell, so Garland had just 25 points for 35 assists, which is still good. Evan Mobley really popped off with 7 assists, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 3 threes. This is why Mobley's fantasy ceiling is super, super high. Anytime a big man that can block a lot of shots, but if they can also pass like Mobley, who had 7 assists, he's also going to hit some threes. The problem with him is sometimes his free throw is really up and down, but otherwise, his fantasy profile is amazing. It just, when you play with, all the other guys with Mitchell, with Garland, and you have to share rebounds, probably a little bit blocks with Allen. You don't really share blocks, but you're not going to be parked inside the paint all the time. So you just have less blocking opportunities because you're not the center. That's going to impact your fantasy. So, but next year we'll see. It's probably going to be more or less the same until somebody leave, like Allen leaves or something, that Mobley can really take the next. But he's already good, like a top 30 player. But if, let's say he goes to a bad team, he can do whatever he wants. He could be top 10, top 15. Not much else going on with the Cavs, to be honest. Even with Mitchell out, you have Karis LeVert came in. I'm surprised Ty Jerome didn't get more minutes. Maybe he plays more of a point guard role, but he's the guy that I'll be looking to stream anytime Mitchell or Garland, one of them is out. But he only played 18 minutes here. But I think with Garland out, he's definitely going to get more minutes. For Detroit, K. Cunningham, he took 29 shots, still had 9 assists. His usage is absolutely insane right now with Jalen Duren out. It's okay to share the ball a little bit. Malik Beasley, he had a horrible game here. Horrible game here, but we keep it. We keep it. He's up and down, we know that. So he's gonna come back next game. Tim Hardaway Jr. hit 6 threes, 20 points. That's good. Jalen Duren had 4 personal fouls. He wasn't playing a little bit better as of late, but obviously they all sucked here versus the Cavs. All-Star Thompson got 27 minutes, while Tobias Harris kind of just, on this team right now, All-Star Thompson, he's on the, edge, being a must roster. He just doesn't have enough minutes right now. The next one, the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, so they made a trade. They lost 4 straight before this. They traded away Chris Middleton to get Kyle Kuzma, which is head scratching for me. Maybe Middleton is hurt, but I feel like he just does everything better than Kyle Kuzma, other than availability. Yeah, Kuzma is available more, at least this year. I thought, Chris Middleton is just ramping up. It's crazy they just get rid of him and they get Kyle Kuzma back. I don't know. I don't know if they must have thought it through, But is Kuzma the guy that's gonna help them push them over the edge? I don't know. We'll see. But I think it helps Kuzma. Now he has something to play for. Now he plays with Damian Lillard. He plays with Giannis. He's still gonna score, right? His job on this team is to score, right? Because that's what he does. He can't really do anything else. Maybe play defense a little bit, but I feel like they have enough firepower. The Bucks. Anyway. Damian Lillard here with no Giannis, of course. Damian Lillard is easily a top 10 player. If he has his own team, he's actually the 8th ranked player this year anyway. So pretty good season, I would say, so far. And he really hasn't missed a lot of games. He played 41 games this year. Brook Lopez, no blocks. To be honest, in the playoffs, if he's not getting blocks, that's a big if. If your team doesn't need blocks, he's a drop. 100%. He doesn't really want to do anything else. When he hit 4 threes here, which is good. It just, if no blocks, right, he's not really offering. I mean, he offers some threes, but there's so many other guys that hit more threes than him on the waiver wire. Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, with Giannis out, he's always the guy that we could definitely stream. Same mode. For the Charlotte Hornets, another big trade. They traded away Mark Williams. So I think this guy, Moussa Diabate, we could definitely roster him. They have to play some big men. Assuming there's not another trade. Yeah. Mark Williams is going to eat, so we keep him. When he goes to the Lakers, he's not going to play 35 minutes every game because some games they will just go small. But playing with LeBron and AD, he could have a Daniel Gafford type of field goal. 70%. So I think overall it's good. And, if you play on the contender, they're obviously trying to win. So I think overall, it may even help Mark Williams' overall value a little bit because on this team, you just don't know. If you get hurt, right, you're going to be out for a while. This game, even Mičić was out. So KJ Simpson started. I guess we could stream him. We could stream Nick Smith Jr., right? We could stream Josh Green if we really need some threes. But none of those guys are too amazing. I guess Nick Smith Jr., somebody has to take the shots. Miles Bridges didn't have the best game. He had 6 assists even. So there's going to be a lot of usage opened up. So maybe Nick Smith Jr. is the guy out of everybody that we want. The next game is the Grizzlies beat the Toronto Raptors. And obviously there's also a trade went on with the Raptors and the Pelicans. In case you guys haven't heard. The Raptors traded for Brandon Ingram. So I think that hurts. We'll see what happens. That might hurt Scotty. That might hurt RJ. Maybe that hurts Emmanuel quickly a little bit. Basically, he's going to come in and score 25 points. So somebody has to lose some usage and some assist and even some playing time. We don't know. We'll see. And Brandon Ingram may be out still. for a couple more games. When he does come back, we'll see. Right? I think they're gonna start Grady Dick for sure. If you still have him, there's no you can stream him in the short term, but there's no reason like he's not a must roster now that Brandon Ingram is here. Like the starting lineup is probably gonna be RJ, Brandon Ingram, Scotty, Emmanuel Quickly, and Pirtle. Uh, yeah. For the Grizzlies, well, they're just too good. That's the problem. They are too good, so they blow teams out. Ja Morant only plays 25 minutes. He still had a great line in 25 minutes, 26 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals, so still good. Not much to talk about. Jerry Jackson, just crazy good, 32 points. He's doing it all season. And for the Toronto Raptors, RJ was out here, but honestly, let's see. He could definitely be droppable if Brandon Ingram comes and starts with him. Take more usage away from him. Scotty, horrible. Maybe he loses a few assists and even points, but that's okay as long as he becomes more efficient in fantasy. I mean, when we think about losing some usage, at the end of the day, right, losing 3 points a game is not that big of a deal, because even if the guy played 3 games, he's losing 9 points a week. That is not a big deal 99% of the time. So 2 steals and 3 blocks is what we want. That's great. He did that. With Pirtle out, Kelly Olynyk is the guy we want to stream. He didn't have the best game here, but we should continue stream as long as Pirtle is out. Emmanuel Quickly is out. Yeah, they're just resting players. This is the problem when you have players on a really bad team. So Jamal Shead is the guy that we could stream in the short term. The next game is the Miami Heat. Yeah, they lost. They beat the Sixers. That's great. 108, 101. We got to pick up Jovic. If he's still on the waiver wire in your league, like he's not going to do this every game. But now that Jimmy Butler is out, we confirm that. Who knows? Clearly, he's playing better, really, really well. 8 for 9 from the field. I mean, the game before this, he also shot unbelievably from the field. So he's very efficient. He can get you assists. He has 7 assists here. He can get you steals and blocks. He obviously hit threes and fairly efficient. He has top 50 potential, I feel like. If he can just get consistent defensive stats, yeah, for sure. So let's pick him up. Tyler Hero, of course, they're going to rely on him rest of the way. 30 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists with 5 threes. It's all good. And then Bam Adebayo, same thing. Kel Ware, he struggled here, plays just 19 minutes. Let's just keep him. 13 rebounds still. He's going to be up and down. He's going to have a lot of games where he struggles and not playing a lot of minutes. But, yeah. And the rest of the guys, Duncan Robinson, Haywood Smith, unless there's a back-to-back, I wouldn't really touch them. And then the Sixers, of course, when Paul George comes back, they lose. He's just super washed. Maybe you can say it's his injury, but the Sixers, they're just winning games without him. Not that Heat is a really tough team to beat. They were winning games. The Sixers were winning games without Joel Embiid and Paul George. Just behind Maxey. Maxey still had an amazing. Struggled a little bit from the field, but 3 threes, 4 steals is huge. I did not realize how many steals Maxey is getting this year. He's going to go high in the draft next year. But maybe the reason he's ranked so high because the steal numbers maybe regress a little bit next year. And maybe Paul George and Embiid, if they still on this team, they are more healthy. So maybe that's next year. We'll see. Yabusele, of course, it's great to have him if you have Embiid out. He's just putting up solid numbers all around. 2 steals and a block, 9 rebounds. And Paul George continued to struggle. But the good thing about Paul George in fantasy in category leagues is he played like shit. But he still had 3. In category leagues, he still had 3 threes, 3 steals and block. Those 3 categories, you're happy with that. Obviously, points, field goal, rebound, assists, they're lacking. But, yeah. And he can also get to the line. He's a great free throw shooter. 85%, 84%. But obviously he's not doing that at the moment. The next one is the Wizards beat the Brooklyn Nets. You don't see the Wizards blow teams out, but they did here, 119-102. Obviously they traded away Kyle Kuzma, so that opened things up for I think Keyshawn George. Bilo Coulibaly also probably locking a few extra minutes. That's good for these two young guys. So I think Keyshawn George is definitely the guy that we could. He's mainly a 3-point guy. So if you need a 3-and-D guy with maybe a lot of upside, because there's some teams, 3-and-D guys, they're really not gonna score 20 points. Keyshawn George could if he has it going, right? Yeah. Jordan Poole maybe help Jordan Poole a little bit too. Who knows? But yeah, the worry with this team is, are they gonna? No, they're gonna play these guys. Is how many games they're gonna play as we get to the end of the season. They also traded away Valanciunas, so Rashawn Holmes now also become interesting. I don't know if they got any big men back. So there's a lot going on. I think if you want a big man with crazy good field goal, Rashawn Holmes you gotta pick up, and we gotta pay attention to Keyshawn George. Be ready to pick up. And Bob Carrington, I mean, he's already getting big minutes. Just he doesn't do a lot anyway, but the minutes is there, so for sure. And they're not giving Brogdon minutes. They're not giving Justin Champagnie. Justin Champagnie, if he gets in 30 minutes, 25 minutes, then I think he's also must roster, but just not at the moment. We'll see what happens. For the Brooklyn Nets, no trade, right? D'Lo plays 15 minutes. This team is just a mess. Keon Johnson seems to be getting minutes no matter what, so he's really the only guy we want. They have Cameron Johnson back, but he's going to miss in the next 3 games, and he's still not traded. Claxton, again, is very disappointing. He had 2 blocks here. You just don't know. Ben Simmons played just 18 minutes, and D'Lo played just 15. What is going on? They just beat the Rockets. Yeah. This team, I think it's going to stay this way for the rest of the way, though. Just no clarity on the roster. Minutes. The next one is the Chicago Bulls lost to the Timberwolves. Yep, I think they started Matas, so let's go grab him. 2 steals and 3 blocks. This guy gets a lot of hype, because I guess he could get a lot of defensive stats. He's a tall, lengthy guy, and he got the start. So let's go pick him up and just see how things go with him. But remember, this game they didn't have Lonzo Ball, so if Lonzo probably would start, and he may not play 30 minutes. But I think he's worth a pickup and just see how things go. Kobe White and Josh Giddey, they gotta have minutes secured the rest of the way, so that's good. They didn't really play well, and Vucevic did not play well either. Had a double-double, but only 10 points. And they got destroyed by the Timberwolves. No trade for Timberwolves yet. Anthony Edwards, 49 points. Wow. 17 for 18, really big game from Ant. That's great. Mike Conley in the short term, of course, we could stream him 9 assists. Rudy Gobert, 15 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. One of his better games this year. He's really not getting those blocks this year. That's his biggest problem. And then Naz Reid, of course, he plays well versus the bad team. But, as long as Randall is out, he's the guy we want to stream. And Jaden McDaniels, keep it. He's playing so much better as of late. The next game is the Pelicans. They lost to Denver. No surprise there. And they traded away their Brandon Ingram as well. Second best player, I don't know. So that's going to open things up for some of the other guys. Although we don't know if, for example, Herbert Jones and when they're gonna be back. Trey Murphy, he played here. Trey Murphy is already getting great minutes anyway. Another great game, 25 points, 9 assists, 2 threes. Dyson Daniels so far is waiver pickup I feel like he's a waiver pickup the year, but Trey Murphy is actually ranked higher than him in category leagues. So he might be the waiver pickup, like the highest ranked person out of everybody who got picked up from the waiver wire. We don't know. We'll see. Missy, the minutes is good right now, but he's not doing much with it. Jordan Hawkins, I would monitor his minutes. CJ plays just 27 because of the blowout, and it's good to see Zion playing, and then playing this guy Carlo. Let's see if he gets consistent minutes. If he does, then we could definitely stream him. Denver Nuggets, this team, not much going on, right? If I were Denver, I'd be trying to make a move. You have Jokic. You got to improve your roster. Send away some picks or something like that. Jokic, 38 points. Yeah, I mean, against the bad Pelicans team, yeah, that's what he does. And Christian Braun had 3 steals and a block. Michael Porter Jr. had 39 points. The other team probably just didn't play any defense. That's great that everybody got theirs. But I really want to see them make a roster change. Make themselves, take themselves to the next level. This game is the Utah Jazz beat the Golden State Warriors. This is a really bad loss for the Warriors, but hey, they got Jimmy Butler. I think if they trade away Dennis Schroeder, right, maybe Podziemski, well, with no Jimmy Butler, he played 39 minutes. I think they're going to have to play Podziemski more minutes. And maybe Buddy Hield, so we'll see. Podziemski and Buddy Hield are the 2 guys that we're going to keep our eyes on. They obviously have good fantasy value. Both guys played really well. Podziemski really popped off with 29 points. Steph Curry, he shot 31 times, had 32 points. One of the most inefficient games from Steph this season, and they lost the game versus the bad Utah Jazz. That's really bad. They need Jimmy Butler really bad. Hopefully things can turn around for the Warriors. Draymond Green did his thing, 9 assists and 2 steals. That's great. For the Jazz, actually a bunch of things we got to pay attention to. Isaiah Collier. With Jordan Clarkson, it seems like he's the starting point guard. So he needs to be rostered. He's not going to do this every game, 20 points and 11 assists. He needs to be rostered. Absolutely must roster. And Keontae George, we keep thinking like, okay, maybe we got to drop this guy. He still had a good game overall. 26 points, 4 threes, 6 assists, and 2 steals. So if you want to pick him up, that's fine. He's producing at the moment. But be ready to drop if he's not getting the minutes. Walker Kessler played really well here, 3 blocks and 18 rebounds. And John Collins, he's still not getting traded either. So, I got to go quick here because I got to go. The next game is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Well, Phoenix, they said they want to trade KD. KD didn't play. So, who knows? If there's a trade coming, they're going to blow it up. They got destroyed by OKC. Not much to talk about. BO is still playing. Had a decent game. And Oklahoma City Thunder, Shea. Nobody even talks about it. Ed had 49 points. Shea had 50. But because of all the trades, I guess everybody's really not talking about it. And then the last game of the night is the Magic blow out the Kings. Not a good look for the Kings. They traded away their franchise player, I guess, and they got Zach LaVine, who came in and played 30 minutes. I think it's going to be really good for Malik Monk. Now he's going to be the starting point guard. He's going to get more assists. Obviously didn't play so well here, but it helps DeMar DeRozan as well. And then for the Magic, finally Banchero able to lead the team for a win. That's great. Franz Wagner also popped off. Not much going on with the Magic, right? But this next few days, there's going to be a lot of trades, so be sure to be ready to follow the news and pick up players. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.